What's going on, my turkeys? Welcome back to another one. Today we've got some Kingdom Hearts Nintendo Switch 2 rumors to talk about. These have been circulating over the past day, and naturally, this has generated quite a bit of traction, given that people have been waiting for true native ports of the Kingdom Hearts games to come to the Nintendo platform for an incredibly long time, given that Kingdom Hearts has had a history on Nintendo platforms in the past, whether it be Chain of Memories and Game Boy Advanced, or Days on DS, Dream Drop Distance on 3DS. As much as Kingdom Hearts has a home on PlayStation, it also has quite a big home on Nintendo systems as well. So naturally it makes sense for the Kingdom Hearts games to eventually arrive on Switch. And as we know, they did back in 2022. Square Enix dropped, though, cloud versions of these games, which was met with immense disappointment, given that the Switch, at the time, looking at least the older Kingdom Hearts games, was more than capable of running those titles. Even looking at Kingdom Hearts 3, I still believe to this day, with a bit of optimization done by Square Enix, that game probably would have been able to have run on Switch 1, probably at 30 frames per second and at a lower resolution, but the Switch 1 proved that a lot of games that were being played on the PlayStation 4 at the time, I'll give the example of either Doom or of course Witcher 3, were able to be played on Switch 1 with some pretty hefty optimization. So to this day, I still can't wrap my head around why Square Enix decided to ship out cloud versions and not just straight up native ports. The reason that they gave during the time was storage issues. Honestly, I feel like the reason that was given during that time was really more of just an excuse. I feel like Square Enix didn't want to go out of their way to optimize these games to run on the Switch platform. However, let's get to the rumors. So, Nash Weedle, who's got a little bit of a reputation when it comes to insider information towards Nintendo products, their track record is up and down. Some things are correct, other things aren't so much. I'll give a few examples here. They were correct about Metroid Dread, so they actually broke the news about Metroid Dread before the announcement of that game. The same can also be said with Elden Ring Tarnished Edition, the port of Elden Ring to Switch 2. Nash ended up breaking the news about this before its official announcement, and there was a lot of information that Nash provided towards Switch 2 dev kits as well. There's also been a ton of other claims that Nash has made over the course of time that hasn't turned out to be correct, so naturally as these things go, whenever an insider comes out with some information, always just take it with a grain of salt. But this one I do believe, just because, number one, Nash has a bit of a track record here, but also it's something that ultimately does make sense. Square Enix right now are currently in the process of bringing more of their titles over to the Switch platform, and looking specifically at Switch 2, they've already got a bunch of games on their way for the system. Square Enix supported the hell out of Switch 1, and they'll end up doing the exact same with Switch 2. And also, it's important to know that Square Enix never ruled out the possibility of a native port of the Kingdom Hearts games happening for Switch, as back in 2021, they mentioned that a native version is undecided. So in one of his recent videos and over on Twitter, he's mentioned that Kingdom Hearts Integrum Masterpiece Collection, which is all of the Kingdom Hearts games, including Kingdom Hearts 3, is coming to Switch 2 natively. Apparently, these ports are ready to be shipped, and it's only a case of Square Enix now stepping forward to officially announce this port. Also, another smaller insider, Attack the Backlog, was able to corroborate this claim with a source of their own as well, more or less basically confirming the existence of this. So that's the source of the rumor. Basically, this port does exist, and yes, it is native. It's apparently coming soon from what's being said. Most people right now are feeling like February will be the month where the next Nintendo Direct, the first one for 2026, will roll around for Nintendo to step forward and unveil some games to look forward to coming out throughout this year, but where Square Enix may potentially step forward to officially reveal this native Switch 2 port finally. I really hope this is true because, yeah, again, we've been waiting such a dang long time. This doesn't really do anything for me because right now I don't even own a Switch 2, and I think the only reason why I'm going to pick one up is for Duskbloods, and if Duskbloods is good. Also, I will say, like, in a way, it's not as exciting or special to kind of receive the Kingdom Hearts games on Switch anymore. At least for me. I think the prospect of just having Kingdom Hearts on yet another system or platform is fantastic, and it's great for the series. It just means that Kingdom Hearts will be further supported and more people can play the games. That's great, but for me it was always this idea of being able to play the games portably. But because Square Enix have been taking just such a long time to bring the Kingdom Hearts games natively to Switch, in that time, a ton of handheld gaming PCs have released, looking at like the ROG Ally or something like the Steam Deck, which has obviously enabled us to be able to play all of the Kingdom Hearts games portably. So it'll be a cool thing to kind of see Kingdom Hearts return to like its second home, I guess you could say. But yeah, I think I've filled my quota with purchasing Kingdom Hearts re-releases. It's absolutely insane how many re-releases of Kingdom Hearts we've received over the past decade. And I'm gonna be honest, like, kind of in a way, I'm a little bit exhausted, fatigued, and over like receiving Kingdom Hearts re-releases. Don't get me wrong, I think like the eventual announcement of Kingdom Hearts coming to Switch will be a really cool thing and exciting, but at the same time just a little bit exhausting, because if you think about it, we've been receiving Kingdom Hearts re-releases for 13 yes! Funny number! 13 years! 2013, we got the 1.5 PS3. 2014, we got the 2.5 PS3. 2017, we got the 2.8 PS4. Also in that same year, we got the 1.5 plus 2.5 re-release for PS4. 2020, we got the Xbox Collection. 2021, we got the Epic Games Store PC Collection. 2022, we got the Nintendo Switch Ask Cloud Version Collection. 2024, we got the Steam Version PC re-release. In 2026, we might be getting the Nintendo Switch re-release native port version. Jesus Christ. You know that meme that floats around where it's like Capcom will not stop re-releasing the OG Resident Evil 4, and it's a mission of theirs to ensure that game is on absolutely every system possible? I feel like this is slowly becoming Kingdom Hearts as well. Again, not a bad thing. It means bolstered sales for the franchise, which is ultimately a good thing. But yeah, I kind of feel like I'm getting salmon slapped, you know, waiting for substantial Kingdom Hearts news, only for that news to then turn out to be a re-release. Because we've been going through this hoop many times over the past few years. Either way, though, I think this ultimately makes sense. The Nintendo Switch 2 is more than capable of running, obviously, the older games, and even looking at Kingdom Hearts 3. I'd like to think, too, that if this does happen, it may potentially indicate that Kingdom Hearts 4 might end up releasing on Switch 2 as well. Now, I can't personally see this being a day one thing alongside, you know, PlayStation and Xbox. If we look at something like Borderlands 4, that released obviously on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, though it needed a little bit more time to cook to optimize that Switch 2 version. And I imagine that if Square Enix does have plans to ship Kingdom Hearts 4 onto Switch 2 as well, yeah, that game will absolutely require some additional work to function properly on Switch 2. But it'd be a really cool thing to have Kingdom Hearts releasing on all 3 or 4, looking at PC as well, major platforms. One other thing though that I feel like is important is that for anyone that purchased the cloud versions of the Kingdom Hearts games, the Integra Masterpiece, for Switch 1, should be given the native ports on Switch 2 for absolutely free. If not free, at the very max, at like the highest possible upgrade price, 10 to like $15 US. I think it would be incredibly cheeky of Square Enix to offer a inferior version of the Kingdom Hearts games on the Switch platform back in 2022, the cloud versions, only to follow up 4 years later with an ultra superior version being native versions, only to charge people yet again full price for the collection. It's the same thing, except this time it's native, but you've still got to pay full price. Yeah, people are going to want to spit in Square Enix's porridge if they end up doing that. So let me know in the comment section down below, if Switch 2 native ports do in fact happen, are you going to buy Kingdom Hearts yet again? Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Be sure to slippity slap that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Big shout out to my wonderful patrons and YouTube members. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and we'll talk again real soon.